Kyle Larson wins. CBell joins the list of people who flame Ross Chastain after a race for no reason. And Denny Hamlin has an interesting day. Let's talk about it. Coming up next. What is going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, Kyle Larson wins his first race of the season. It was not without difficulty. We have seen previous races where Kyle Larson looked like he had the car to beat and did not get the win. In fact, in those races, William Byron got the win, and Kyle Larson had some bad luck. Today, it was sort of the opposite of that. William Byron had some bad luck, along with some other drivers, and Kyle Larson gets the win. Among those other drivers that had some bad luck was Martin Truex. Martin Truex Jr. looked like he had probably the best car out there, but then that late caution comes late in the race when Tyler Reddick's terrible race got even worse when he spins out and brings out the caution, hurting his Toyota, Alliance members in JGR, with Martin Truex getting hurt and then Denny Hamlin speeding on pit road, probably the two fastest Toyotas all day. That shuffled them to the back. Martin Truex Jr. did not have the right tires. Kyle Larson goes on to get the win, and Josh Berry with a second place finish. So it was an interesting race, but during that restart is when William Byron got taken out by Christopher Bell, who then proceeded to blame Ross Chastain.
The wrecking ball came in and made us 3 wide at the last second, and there wasn't enough room to be 3 wide. The one car. The wrecking ball.
So you see there, he blames Ross Chastain. He did go on later to tweet an apology, but he only tweeted the apology to William Byron. Let's look at this. After watching the replay, I saw there was much more room than what I thought in the heat of the moment. Sorry, William Byron. So he apologizes to William Byron, but not Ross Chastain, who he completely flamed. And this leads me to the point that Ross Chastain has now reached that level of intimidation that Dale Earnhardt Sr. used to have. Now, I'm not saying he's as good as Dale Earnhardt Sr. I think Dale Earnhardt Sr. was definitely a much better race car driver, but he has got that aggressive driving style, and when he gets behind people or when he gets near people or around people, it makes them drive differently, and it's very reminiscent of young Dale Earnhardt. So, once again, not saying he's as good as him, but definitely when he gets around people, they get nervous, just like Earnhardt made people. All right, now let's go to a good race, bad race. Obviously a good race for Kyle Larson. He wins the race, finally gets his first win of the season. Josh Berry with that second place finish. Big call by the organization. You know, they had somebody in the command center in Charlotte, Alan Gustafson leading the charge there. Makes a great strategy call, gets Josh Berry that second place finish, and once Josh Berry had track position, he held on to it. Ross Chastain runs third. Despite all the controversy, Ross Chastain third. Christopher Bell is fourth. Kevin Harvick is fifth. Michael McDowell is your sixth place car. Joey Logano rallies to get seventh. That last caution definitely helped him. Alex Bowman gets eighth. Ty Gibbs with his third straight ninth place finish. He's really putting it together here. I thought it would take him halfway through the year, but he has really put it together thus far in the season already. Brad Keselowski with a nice run. He finishes 10th. He didn't have all of his gears, so that 10th is actually even more impressive. If he had had all the gears to work with in his transmission, he definitely would have had a better performance. Martin Truex Jr. holds on for 11th place finish. All right, now let's take a look at the drivers who had a bad race. Bad race for Noah Gragson. He gets the last place finish. Not much better for his teammate Eric Jones, who finishes in 31st. Terrible start to the season for Legacy Motor Club. A lot of people were expecting a lot of big things out of them, including myself. They have been off to a terrible start. Justin Haley awaiting the appeal on Wednesday, but this run right here is not going to help him either way. He finishes 29th. And all the way back here, he was leading the race at one point, but finishing 20th is Denny Hamlin. He had a car possibly capable of winning the race, but he had an interesting day. I'm going to make a whole video about him later, but he wrecks JJ Yeley early in the race out of frustration, and then he speeds on pit road multiple times this race, if I remember correctly, and ends up with a 20th place finish when he probably could have won the race. So bad race for Denny Hamlin. Also bad race for the 48 and the 24, as they are the not-so-random picks to go to the NASCAR R&D Center. All right, now let's take a look at the points. Alex Bowman is your point leader. Ross Chastain is second. Christopher Bell third. William Byron fourth. Kevin Harvick fifth. Kyle Larson sixth with the win there. Joey Logano is seventh. Kyle Busch is eighth. Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Austin Cindric, Chris Buescher, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. round out your 16 who would be in right now. Daniel Suarez, Michael McDowell, Corey LaJoie, Ty Gibbs are your first guys out. All right, that is all I've got for you on this one. We've got those appeals coming this week, the one for Denny Hamlin and, of course, the one for Colleague Racing, so we will have to see what happens with them this week. And Daniel Suarez, if his will be this week as well, if they are appealing that one. So we got that to look forward to this week, and like I said, I got the Denny Hamlin video coming out later today, and other than that, oh, if you got a comment, question, or anything like that, leave it down in the comments. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. If you made it this far, feel free to subscribe down below. All your subscriptions mean a lot to the channel. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.